If you're stuck charging $2,000 to $3,000 per visual identity or web project and wondering how some designers charge $10K or more for the same type of work, this is for you. I'm not going to talk about finding more clients. I didn't get more, I got better. I changed how I positioned my work, how I priced it, and how I presented it. In 1 year, I went from booking 3K branding projects to charging $18,000 to $25,000 for the exact same deliverables. And the wild part, I wasn't working more. I actually took on fewer clients. What changed wasn't the number of clients, it was the perceived value of my offer. When I made this shift, everything changed. For example, I had a client who initially came to me for just a logo. Instead of quoting $2,000 for a logo, I asked questions about their goals, audience, and long-term plans. By the end of the call, I positioned the work as a brand strategy and visual transformation. And when I said it's going to be $15,000, they said okay, because they understood it wasn't about the artwork, it was about business results. I also updated how I talked about my work everywhere. LinkedIn posts, my website, everything aligned around solving real business challenges, not just making things look good. Because clients don't pay $20,000 for a logo. They pay $20K for confidence, clarity, and direction. And once I stopped pitching logos and started positioning my offer as a solution to business problems, everything shifted. My proposals no longer said logo, color palette, brand guidelines, and so on. Yes, there was a list of deliverables, but my proposals focused on solving bigger problems, such as designing to help them grow their business. They said brand clarity, audience connection, strategic packaging to increase retail sales, and so on. And same deliverables, completely different value, right? Before this, I offered too many things: logos, websites, brand audits, one-offs, retainers. It was confusing for me and overwhelming for clients. When I built my signature offer, it clarified everything. It was easier to talk about it, easier to price, and easier to sell. I also realized that clients don't want a menu, they want a clear path. And when your offer is well structured and proven, it builds trust instantly. Plus, it gave me a process I could refine, improve, and scale rather than reinventing the wheel every single time. Instead of giving clients options or custom packages, I built one streamlined offer that solved a clear problem for a very specific audience. It wasn't about giving more, it was about giving one really focused premium experience. Brand strategy, visual identity, packaging, or web done through a defined process. Clients didn't feel like they were buying design, they felt like they were buying growth. And when you know how to sell money, you make money. This part made a huge difference. Early on, I avoided talking about money too soon, thinking I would scare people off. But the truth is, serious clients appreciate clarity. I started including pricing before the discovery call. When someone inquired, they got a beautifully written summary of the offer with clear outcomes and a price range. No mystery, no games. And even now, when someone reaches out to us, my manager would say, our pricing for a project like this is in between $20,000 to $50,000. Our timeline is and this and that. And if that works for you, here's a link to schedule a call with our founder and creative director, Kady. That transparency positioned me as confident and professional, not desperate and negotiable. And when we did get on a call, the conversation wasn't what's included, how much it is. It was more about when can we start. Now, when it comes to my website and my portfolio, I used to just drop mockups on my website with minimal context. Now, each case study includes background on the client, the problem they were facing, what we did, and the transformation. And this gives potential clients confidence. They're not just seeing nice design, they're seeing evidence that we get the job done. And that's what turns browsers into buyers. I stopped uploading pretty mockups with no context. Instead, every project in my portfolio became a mini case study. What was the client struggling with? What did we change? How did the strategy drive better results? I used AI to help me write the copy faster, and I spent more time showing the impact than the aesthetics. If you want help turning your offers and portfolio into premium client magnets, check out my free 12K client attraction masterclass. I walk through how to reposition your brand, structure your services, and start charging more without changing your services or offerings. The link is in the description. It's totally free, so grab it as soon as possible. Also, I raised my prices before I was really ready, but I raised them like crazy. I remember sitting on a proposal draft for 3 days, debating whether to add 15,000 to the price. And eventually I did it. I sent it at $18,000 instead of $3,000, and they said that yes within 24 hours. And that was my turning point. I realized that clients will say yes when they see the value. So I kept going. I raised my rates every few clients until it matched the results I was delivering. Pricing confidence is a muscle, and you build it by using it. And here's the honest part. Raising my rates was scary, but I did it anyway. I told myself, if one person says yes, that's all the proof I need. And someone did, and then another, and then I realized I'd been undercharging for years. And most designers wait until they feel ready, but ready never comes. One of the final pieces I worked on was aligning my brand with the price I wanted to charge. I updated my website, refined my copy, updated my photos, and made sure every touch point is the same. Like from Instagram to my proposal template, everything matched the premium experience I wanted clients to feel. Even though I know how to build websites, I hired a professional web designer to bring a fresh outside perspective. I also hired a web developer to make sure everything was fast, clean, and SEO optimized. And I invested in a professional photographer to capture brand-aligned photos that actually look like they belong on a 20K design website. Because if you're charging 15,000 or 20,000 for design, your brand has to reflect that. Your content, voice, visuals, all of it needs to say, this is high value. Once that alignment happened, it felt natural to quote higher rates, and clients felt it too. If this video helped, let me know in the comments what's keeping you from charging premium rates right now. You are afraid of losing clients, you think your portfolio is not good enough. Let me know. I would love to hear. I would love to chat with you. And if you want more content like this, subscribe and grab the free masterclass below in the description. You don't need to change your services. You need better positioning, stronger messaging, and the confidence to charge what your work is worth. I'll see you in the next video.